I was just getting the same sort of shot of the jumping spider the whole time. So I moved on to birds, and then birds did what was that? Meh, meh. Don't want to get bitten by a boom slang. Anyway. Oh, I don't want to go too close to that guy, he's got big horns. Going to go. It's telling me my GoPro's full, it's not full. I'm feeling lucky. Okay, so I've just arrived in Maputo after a 3-hour bus journey, 3-hour airport, 10-hour flight, 3 or 4 hour layover, 1 hour flight. Then I got here. Now I'm going to bed. I don't want to unpack too much. And tomorrow I get up at 5 because I've got a bus all day, 11 hours. And hopefully I'll meet the person I need to meet at the right place, which is 20 minutes after the clay pots on the right, at the end of the red road. And you'll know sooner or later whether I make it successfully or not, but quite a journey so far, doing alright. Still got my bags, pretty much everything's gone smoothly, so that's all good. Also, malaria is a real thing here, it's very real, so I'm taking my anti-malarials. I just tried to have a shower and there were over 100 in the shower with me. Pretty heavy on the mosquitoes. Good night. Right everyone, so I've just been dropped off at the side of the road here. I've had an absolutely insane 7 or 8 hour bus journey, which involved thousands of cockroaches. I'm not even overestimating that. Sort of in the middle of nowhere, just waiting for my next pickup. So everyone's looking at me like I'm some absolute weirdo right now. I stick out like a sore thumb, but hey, it's going to be exciting.
Okay, now here from the beginning.
Hit it, boys. This place, that'll rock this place, that'll rock this place, rock this place, rock this place, rock this place.
Oh, you're filming me?
Oh, this is not good.
Right, hello everyone. It's now 4 days since I got picked up at the road where I last did some vlogging, and since then I've been up to Tofu and done some diving. I also met up with Liz, or Liz picked me up from the edge of the road, and that was planned, by the way, that wasn't just by chance. And took me back and I'm doing some work with them. She's from Love the Oceans, and I'm going to be making a video for them all about Pascal, and Pascal's actually in the back of the car, you can see him through there. So I'm going to be making a video about him and his story. We're now off to go to the swimming pool where the Love the Oceans team are helping teach kids how to swim, which helps them reconnect with the oceans, and that's really what the film's all going to be about. Other stuff that I'm going to do while I'm here, I might do a vlog, I might do one of my 10 metre walks, not quite sure yet, and I'll also definitely put some video in from some of the diving stuff. We've had like 3 days of pretty bad weather, which is unusual for here, terrible weather, which is quite unusual for here. So now that the sun's come out, we can fly the drone, we can film all sorts, so it's a lot better now. So we're trying to pack as much as we can into these last 3 days basically. So yeah, I'll see you when we next see you.
She pretends she's happy when she's hanging with him, but inside she cries. Don't know how much longer she could keep up the lies. You know he's gonna break your heart. He's done it from the start. Girl, you know he's always gonna bring you down. Don't forget you got a crown. I see your happiness starts now. I think you should let it go. You don't have to hurt no more. Oh, I think you're ready to fly. If you believe that this is God.
People will put their limitations on you as soon as they get a chance, and all of their fears will start to become yours. Don't let anything or anyone get in the way of what God has called you.
You say you got it.
Alright everyone, I'm here at the Love the Oceans pool. We're at Pleasure Bay, which is the place where these guys are learning how to swim. Now they're learning how to swim because that's going to teach them how to be safe in the water and comfortable in the water. There are drownings here all the time. One happened last week, and it's so important that these kids learn how to swim, and that's part of what Love the Oceans are doing here. They are also doing fisheries survey and science and reef conservation, and at the same time they're helping the local community in the schools. A lot of these kids are from the school here in Gujata, and they're learning how to swim, and that means they want to be marine biologists because they're teaching marine biology in the school, and it's all going to come back round and help the community at the end of the day be more sustainable with things like fishing and things like the way they treat the ocean and plastics and that kind of thing. So they're all having a most amazing time. Behind me we've got different sessions. At the moment I think there's more advanced people down here, and then there's the beginners, and the main thing for the beginners is just getting them used to the water and getting them happy in the water, and then once they start to progress then they can learn different skills and that kind of things. And actually the whole amazing thing about this project is that, as you can see, everybody here other than me right now and Sam over there who works in the dive center, but everyone else is from Mozambique, and that's because once the kids get old enough and good enough they'll teach the other kids, and when they become adults they'll become teachers themselves. So by teaching them to teach and teaching them to teach swimming, that means that this can be a self-sustainable operation, and that the Love the Oceans team don't have to be here the whole time, and gradually it will begin to become more self-sustainable. That's why it's such a good initiative. There's a whole load of other things that they're doing, but I'm just going to walk around the pool with the camera now and show you a bit what's going on. So all these kids are trying different skills. They've got floats, some of them are just getting comfortable with the water. Some of them are having a bit of time off because they've finished swimming. Another group have already come back. There were 50 kids here at the start, and now there's about maybe 25 here in the pool. But you can see it's an amazing location. The ocean is just there. So they get to swim, they get to get used to being by the sea, and also they get to have a great time. So it's a really good initiative. Now what Love the Oceans is trying to do is they are trying to build their own swimming pool. So this is very kindly donated by the people here at Pleasure Bay for the kids to use. Love the Oceans is trying to build their own swimming pool and fundraise for it. I'll put a link below to where you can fundraise for their pool, and yeah, please donate, and you can just see what a difference this has to both the happiness of the kids and also the community as a whole, as a sustainable measure, and also the safety of the kids, because yeah, there have been drowning events and there are drowning events. The sea out there is extremely strong, and they need to learn how to be safe, and they need to learn how to swim. So I'm here with Sam. Sam works down at the dive centre, Jay's Dive Centre, which is the dive centre that Love the Oceans operates out of. And Sam actually last week experienced one of the drownings that I've been talking about, and it just puts it into perspective how serious this problem is and how important it is for these kids to be doing what they're doing now. So Sam, do you want to explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so it was like last week. We were just chilling in the office, like having one of our usual days here, just preparing for more customers at the dive centre. And then one of the other dive centres that were operating in the area came running over and said that someone was drowning. So like all the dive centre staff like jumped up, like went out and like tried to save this kid. I myself swam out to see if I could try and find him, but unfortunately like we found him at the bottom of the ocean. Brought him back, attempted to resuscitate, but unfortunately it was to no avail, and he unfortunately passed away.
And how many days ago was that?
That was like a week ago now, so 7 days.
So what is it that's so dangerous about the sea here that causes these kind of things to happen?
The sea here is different to your usual beach, so especially like in this region here we have very strong like cross currents, where you can go swimming in the ocean and you think you'll be staying still, but in actual fact you'll be pulled across the beach. Like further down, so like it's very easy for you to get caught in a riptide, or like if you're not a strong swimmer then you're going to be dragged out to sea, and unfortunately like there are big waves and the sea is very mean here.
So coming from that experience and then coming to do, you don't normally do the swimming lessons, do you?
No, this is my first time in the swimming lessons. Unfortunately I did the volunteer program last year for Love the Oceans, but unfortunately we didn't get to do the pool sessions because the pool was empty, unfortunately. So this is my first time here doing the swimming lessons, and I feel like it's really important to push for like this kind of thing to happen, so that what happened last week doesn't happen again.
It just happens less and less and less and less.
Yeah, it's like the aim of Love the Oceans is to reduce drowning in the areas by providing free swimming lessons for the local kids.
Brilliant, well thank you so much Sam, and yeah, the kids have just finished, so we're going to have to head off and help them pack up. But yeah, as you can see, it's a super important issue. That's why they're building another pool, so they can accommodate more kids, and that they don't have to borrow a pool from the people here at Pleasure Bay, although I have heard on the grapevine that they are going to continue doing a similar kind of thing here anyway. So yes, please do donate towards the pool, or just look on their website and find out more about the course. But yeah, thanks for chatting. Cool. We'll move on to the next thing. Here in Mozambique with Love the Oceans, and we've just been down and did 2 more dives. They were great, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go and pick up Pascal, who's the guy I've been making the documentary about. It's not really a documentary, but the video about, and we're going to go and do some final bit of filming with him, some shots of him swimming in the sea. We'll get the drone out, we'll do some of that, but on the way I'm going to jump out the car and I'm going to do a 10-metre walk here in Mozambique. So I'm just going to jump out randomly somewhere along the road towards his house, and from there I'm just going to film as much as I can in about half an hour, 45 minutes. It's basically until the car gets back to me again, so I'm going to have quite the time limit. It's going to be a really interesting one, totally different environment to anything I've done before, so I hope you enjoy it, and hopefully I get something a little special in there. There's some amazing bird life here, and there's also some really interesting small stuff like spiders and even snakes and lizards, so we'll see what we get, but I'll explain a little bit more when I get there. I'll see you pretty much instantly. Okay, so Liz has just left me here, and I'm going to go this way, and I'm going to do a 10 metre walk. So I'm just going to walk for a little bit. The sun is very bright in the sky. It's probably around 30. I don't know what you call this kind of landscape. There's just tons of palm trees. It's very sandy. It's almost June. I would say June. Dune Palm Beach, Juney Beach. Got to work out a title for this one. But basically I'm going to be making this video for them. Not this one, but a video for them. And it's going to be all about one guy in particular called Pascal, and telling his journey and his story from when he was a young boy to now. And mainly telling his story about how he overcame his fear of the ocean and why that's so important here on this coastline. So we're just going to go down here. There's some houses there. You can see this is the kind of living conditions here. People just have these like palm frond houses. There's really nothing more than that. I've only got flip-flops on, and there are lots of venomous snakes here. There are lots of venomous spiders here. We've got tarantulas, we've got camel spiders, we've got black mambas, we've got Mozambique spitting cobras, which are very dangerous because they can hit you pinpoint in the eyes from about 2 meters away. The black mambas are the fastest moving the fastest moving snake in the world, and they're also very venomous. And if you get bitten here, you're dead. I mean, there is no way out of it because the nearest hospital where you can get treatment is Durban in South Africa. It's literally in another country. So you are done for. So me walking around in flip-flops, I don't want to go in anything too bushy. Just so in that situation, I am actually going to select not to do that. If I see a snake, I'll be well chuffed because they are awesome. I saw what we think might be a wolf snake or a house snake the other day. But I will definitely keep my distance, and if need be, I will move my 10 meters at that point, or I'll just stop filming, because obviously that's a matter of life and death in that situation, and I don't want to die today. Oh, I don't want to go too close to that guy. He's got big horns. There's a big cattle over there thing. So here, this bush is good. From here across to the palm tree over there, I think I'm just pointing at the base of it, somewhere around here. So that's going to be my 10 meters. And we are going to go. Go. Okay, let's go. It's telling me my GoPro's full. It's not full. Alright then, just done that. Hopefully you saw a little bit of GoPro footage. Some really good points about that one, some not so good points. I found these 2 little jumping spiders. One of them started doing that little dance. It started doing that little mating dance. Unfortunately, I only got like 1 shot of the other one, and they didn't dance back, and then after that it sort of ran off and stopped doing it. So I moved on to birds, and then birds did what was that? Don't want to get bitten by a boom slang. After the jumping spiders, I'm not sure what to do, so we will see whether something comes together, but be sure that those jumping spiders are going to be in. Back of the car now. Here's Liz. So we're going to head back and film Pascal. Alright, we're done.
A quiet afternoon on the rural coastline of southeast Mozambique. The sandy ground here restricts diverse plant growth, and farming is therefore limited to grazing and a few hardy crops, one known as matapa. The green wood hoopoe, an abundant species, is immediately recognizable by its long red beak. It sits in the trees and flies down to the ground to feed on termites and ants. After feeding, the hoopoe returns to nest in the tree, where it has made itself a hollow. The landscape here was once littered with coconut-providing palm trees, but recently they have been overrun by an invasive borer beetle. Sadly now, mainly just the skeletons of these trees remain. On the ground, however, life still persists. Invertebrates can tolerate a large range of conditions, and these ants are no exception. By gathering food from the tops of the trees and bringing it right down to the ground, they work best as a team to survive. But there's one plucky creature that likes to go it alone. A male jumping spider. He searches for a mate. Aha! A female. For her, he must pull out all the stops. It's a dangerous game. If she doesn't like him, she could eat him. She's curious. It was quite the display. He sits and waits for her signal, and... no, she wasn't a fan.
Because I'm going to get filthy tomorrow anyway, so apologies for the person who has to sit next to me on the bus. But yeah,